Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time in a long while, where today we're going to be drawing tadpoles. Yeah, that's right, we're drawing tadpoles, because why the hell not? Something quick and easy I feel like should be pretty easy for us to get done with within a relatively quick time frame. Because, we got so many things to do in March, and I gotta get this done with today. And I have like an hour and a half to do so. Shouldn't be too difficult, I would hope. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. So tadpoles. Just basically baby frogs. Nothing too complex. Matter of fact, it's probably going to be the easiest thing I could ever draw. And they got like the catfish mouth right here with the, this kind of just being all scraggly, whatever the hell the word is I'm trying to come up with. That's what they look like right there. Though I feel like I'm using a small little reference, but trying to go off of my own skills to make this. Looks like you might be a bit more bulbous. Aside from that, you've got like a tail there, so I could probably do like that. Right here. So, yeah. Tadpoles. There's not a whole lot of amphibious creatures I can draw. That's not just frogs, salamanders, that one thing, that name I can't remember, that's sometimes referred to as the rubber eel, but is actually just, let's have it. An amphibious creature. An amphibious worm-like creature. I don't know if would you stop scratching that? This cat has an obsession with scratching shit. Anyways, yeah, frogs, salamanders, newts. I think salamanders. Are they amphibious? I don't remember. Certain lizard-like creatures that are actually amphibious. Amphibious is definitely a strange animal class in the sense that there's not a whole lot of them. Also, what is that? Is that their hind leg? Or at least a little bit of it. It looks like it's slowly starting to grow. So from the looks of this, it just looks like that one's legs are starting to grow a bit. So we're going to not have that one have legs, but we're probably going to have another one in the back have legs. Okay, it seems like it's just one big bulbous gelatinous tail. Yeah, look at that tail. Bulbous and gelatinous. Seems like a good size for that. Alright, where are you at here? I will put you right here in the middle. I'll put another one that's going up, but I'll probably have to make you a tad bit smaller. Just copy this one and make that a bit smaller. Anyway, can we even see what their mouths look like here? Because it looks like a catfish mouth. I mean, I could probably just type in mouth and see. Yeah, it kind of almost looks like it. Looks like they have several freaking mustaches. I don't know. No, that's just black teeth, apparently. Interesting. So I guess the most simplest way I could really go about it to make this less of a pain in the ass for me to work with here is a little that, I guess. Sure. Do they have tongues? Also, yeah, everything is still doing its thing there. It looks like it, kind of. I don't know why they wouldn't have tongues. Yeah, sure, they're developing, but I'd imagine that they would still have tongues, at least, right? I'll leave it like that. If anything, I can probably go on ahead and put one of these in, and just got the interior mouth. Now I'll go back to this one, even though I don't really need to look at it at the moment. You just got that bulbous mouth up here. Can't really see it that well with this direction. I picked the most awkwardest angle I could ever I could have ever possibly picked to draw this one particular tadpole. Definitely is a bit a strange angle, but I guess that is fine. I'll have your tail be a little bit more going in that direction, and you specifically will indeed have a tiny little leg stump. Just a tiny one. Could you imagine if humans grew like frogs did? Where we just go on ahead, inseminate, lay egg, and then boom. Only difference is the egg is probably like this big as opposed to like this big or something. That's what I would have to imagine. That size at least would be. But like, not grow in the same instance where there's dozens, if not hundreds of thousands of eggs in the ponds. But rather just one egg, and then, you see the thing growing, and then it grows out, and then it just looks like this thing as it starts growing arms and legs, and it gets... That would... First of all, childbirth would be a hell of a lot easier. But my God, would it be strange just... Strange to us, obviously, but it would be strange to grow a human in the same fashion as a frog. It would be kind of... What's the word? Creepy? Definitely wouldn't look pleasant, that's for certain. Not as cute as the frogs are, because this looks... It looks cute. Simple as that. Alright, I'm gonna have this one... Oh, I guess, yeah, that does make it a little bit easier if I just go on ahead and draw their bodies first, and then their... What do you call it? So I got an idea that I think is gonna look cute. It's gonna be a frog with a little bit of this... You know that weird anime mouth thingy where, like, the chibi have their, like, mouths down and it's just, like... I don't think we could do that IRL. I mean, you probably could. Just looks weird. Regardless, that's what we're doing with this one. Gotta get your pupil eye, or whatever hell that is. As frogs have, like... What do you call them? Look at this here. Yeah, this looks like they have... Oh, it's just one big eye. Right, okay, I see. The pupil are pupils. Why does that one look so uncaring? They do have actual pupils there. Okay, so apparently they do have this here. I mean, put it here. I don't like the way that looks. I prefer this one. Don't transform it. I prefer that look. At least for that one. That one might be able to... Oops, no, don't duplicate. Might be able to... No. No, it's not. It's far from it. I will still do this. There we go. Alright, another one. Tail's probably gonna like go right about down here. It's been a while since I've done a drawing from scratch in video format. I usually just get some of the drawing done with off camera. Then we have been doing it as late as much. I don't even know how long it's been. How long has it been since the last Art Time episode? Wasn't it Criteria? I have no clue. Might have been Criteria. Ugh. My money's on Criteria. Probably wrong. I could probably just take a real quick look here. Real quick look video. Let's see. Art time. Well, actually, this was... Well, no, it's by 5, so it's not going to work. Unless... No, it won't work. It just decreases the size. Oh, the videos do the thing? Never mind, it just... Okay, that's strange. Whatever, Yep, 3 weeks ago. Criteria, I was correct. Interesting. Indubitably. 3 weeks ago. And the last one was criteria. Which, I think even after I'm finished with criteria, I think even when I'm finished with the massive amount of series I have to make in March, there's still criteria. That's another thing that's just so long. Can I say it's as long as a series? Okay, a series takes an entire day to make. A criteria, well, it really depends. Depends on how long it takes to get the... Wait, no, I gotta make another tail. It depends on how long it takes to get the background made. No, you fool. I feel like 70 would work in that department. And aside from the background, there's also the fact that we gotta put in all the creatures. 15 creatures. And it's an insane amount of creatures we have to get done with. No clue how that's gonna work. I mean, in terms of... What's the word I'm looking for? In terms of getting done with the series, I'm gonna have like a handful of 3 to 4 to get done with. I would say it is going to be interesting to see how we can get criteria done with, alongside doing an hour of not game crafters, but working on my game and music and whatnot. At least try to get it done with. That's what I want to try to do. Try to get it done with. And when we get it done with, we can just go on ahead, work on the next project. But until then, we just gotta keep working on it. Slowly but surely, until March is finished, and then we're a little bit more free up. Here, let me see something. Okay, so your tail does the darker one's tail does kind of follow suit with the look, so I'll go ahead and do that to your tail. You also got a mouth. This is going to be interesting, but I don't know how is this going to work. I imagine your mouth would still have a red appearance to it. And it gets redder going in further. Just looks strange. Oh well, that's fine enough. Alright, let's see. I think you have the yellow eyes. Could also put some... Wait. No. Actually, that's a good question. Did I separate that? I did. Okay, so separate it. And the only thing I didn't get yet is your leg. That's it. Okay, no. Can't see it, but I double-clicked it, and instead of going on a name, it went on something else, which is annoying. Very annoying. Extraordinarily annoying. Alright, now we got the other tadpole. I don't know what other color types there would be. It looks like there's a yellow one, so I'll go on ahead and get a bit more of a yellow-green one. There we go. Another skin number 3. Tail 1A. And 1B. Whoops. Then put it on a 7. Make it yellow. Yellowish? It does kind of stick to that, but it has a little bit of dark spots to it. I think it should be fine now. Another 70. Although I would say we could probably have this kind of blend in a little bit. So if we do that, I could probably do it from here or something. Like right here. So that way it looks like it blends in a little. Although this one's a bit annoying. I wonder if I could do this without it being an issue. It's going to be an issue, isn't it? I mean, there is another option. That. Wrong one. Go to this one. Delete. Okay, I gotta hide this tail for now while I delete the edges. And try to combine the edges. Where are you at? I mean, okay, that's fine. I feel like it should be relatively easy enough to delete the edges and then put the new ones in. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's too much still. And then at that point, nope. At that point, we just try to pixel place it instead. I should try to do these more often when doing the rims, but it's always such a pain in the ass. And at least with this one, I can do that. Tail 1C, what the... That was weird. Oh, because it was on the thing, right? I mean, since they're relatively small here, this is the easiest. It doesn't take a whole lot. So all the pixels here are going to get combined. No problem. Except for you, you're a problem. I don't know what your problem is, though. Well, maybe not. Make it just look like a little rim, I guess. Alright, now I need you. You're probably going to... Well, if you had... You probably have full-on green eyes. Same old, same. Well, that's more tealish, but that's fine. Whoops. Alright, awesome. This next part is pretty simple. Now we gotta go on ahead and shade them in and texture them in. I think like the textures are going to be the one that has more merit. Primarily because of the whole, you know, not a whole lot going on with them. Some of them, okay, there are some spots on, well, this one I'm not doing it the same color, I'm making it basically a duller color. I could also do some color shade overlay, kind of. Yeah, you'll see what I mean in a minute. I got like a nice little, I don't think they would have, would they have eyelids? It looks like it doesn't. No, it looks like it does. What am I saying? What am I saying? It does look like it does. Why did my brain say didn't? Doesn't. Doesn't my ass. We're gonna see if we can get the shading done with first. Which isn't going to take that long. They're very small creatures. I think a large majority of the time that this episode is going to take place in is the background. Obviously, we're drawing tadpoles, one of the easier animals to draw and doesn't require a whole lot of effort. I mean, if you want to put in effort, go into the textures department. That's what I'm going to try to, that's not what I wanted. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to make a nice little, you know, around bit here, for you at least. Now, this is not going to look the same when we get the background in, obviously. That's a problem with working with these particular types of layers, is their opaqueness hits the backdrop. And, kind of could just blend in, really, to the wrong color. So it might seem off at first, or it might seem right at first, but then it will seem off in the next instance. Alright, where is your... leg is right here in your tail, right? This one is definitely a more creepier tadpole, but that's fine. We'll get your mouth bit in here. And it's about close to what that looks like. You don't have the teeth, though, but that's fine. Actually, there is a way I can make the teeth pretty easily. I just need to use a very specific brush type that I have saved for what was essentially rice or spices. Spices. Oops. Spices indeed. But I'm not exactly drawing food at the moment, so I'll use it for teeth. They have several black teeth. Indubitable. Alright, let's see. Now for the leg. That's the tail still. Now for the leg. There it is. Good. Great. Okay, I feel like I need to go in and just... Also... Yeah, it looks like you're supposed to be above the head. How did I forget? Why did I forget? I'm so freaking tired. That's probably why I forgot. And how I forgot. I forgot because I'm so tired, and now I gotta deal with it. The problems of forgetting. I'll put in the teeth later if I can remember. I'm gonna see if I can do this one a little bit differently. Because some of them do apparently have different looking tails, texture-wise. Like that one's spotty. That one's kind of the same. Kind of looks like it's got a little bit of bubbles in it, actually. If that's bubbles, then that works perfectly, because I could just turn this into bubbles. No problem whatsoever. Alright. Okay. Now to the next one. I have completely overpassed it, but it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I say I could probably combine that and that would be fine, but... Is this above that? No, it's not. It just feels like it is because of the way that looks. That is a good question. I'm gonna intersect this real quick. And that's not where I want to go. I want to go here. I mean... Oh god. No shish. I mean, this part's easy. Just go across the edge like so. Something I don't use that much being the stretch tool. I could probably just go on ahead and try to do that. No, don't go upwards, go downwards. I don't use this tool as much, so this would be the perfect opportunity to try it out a bit more. I mean, there's a reason why I don't use it anymore. This is an old tool that I used long ago before I learned how to, you know. This is essentially what I did to get the shapes that I needed. I went on ahead, got the brush around where it needed to be. I don't think this was at that. I think this was like 50. And then I had this right here to make it into a shape. We go on ahead, we get the shape that we needed for that one particular layer, and that was that. Basic principle of the old drawings from all the way back then, the first drawing here. You can definitely see it, this first drawing right over here. I'm glad I have improved. Oops. Actually, I can just do this. I don't need to do that. My current style that I have been stuck... Because it wasn't that many albums. And let me show you something good from that era where I only utilized that. Where is it? There was a pretty cool landscape and scenery drawing that I did. I think it was here. Oh, well, here's one of them. This one. That was with that old technique, and you can probably see it. Yeah, you can see it. Sometimes I miss that old technique. But, you know, this technique is a hell of a lot better. Everything is cleaner. And especially since we have effects, everything looks a hell of a lot nicer. Feels good. Feels good to see all of our progress from way back then. 19-year-old me never would have expected I would get to this point, making several freaking series and stressing over, wondering if I'll be able to get it done with during the month or not. But I like what I'm doing. I only wish I had more time. Yep, more time. More weekends, but just more weeks in general. We've made considerable progress over like 9 or so years at this point. I think it had to have been 9, right? I don't remember. It's been so freaking long. I mean, I could just look at the year by going all the way to the beginning. All the way to 58. It was 2015. It was February 22nd, 2015. August 22nd, 2015 is when I started posting on DeviantArt, but, you know, that is in the same year regardless. It was like Facebook before, then I moved over to DeviantArt, and then DeviantArt became like my main staying place. And that's where I have accrued the amount of watchers that I have today. It's not the most, but it's deep. It's good. It's good enough. I would like more regardless, but I'm making ends meet and continuing creating no matter what. So yeah, there's that. That's annoying. It shouldn't be too hard to fix, I think. Yeah, I have no clue. See, that goes in, and it's just a bright line. If I could just get rid of these lines, that would be good. Oh god, no, don't delete that. And if that's the case, I could try doing this again. Something I barely use. It still has its uses, but it's so situational, and it's not as good. I don't use it a whole lot. Okay, we could probably just... What is your ish? There's definitely something there, and I don't know what. I mean, I guess what I could do is just grab this, do it. Oh god. Grab this and do this. What the... What? Oh, right, of course, hold on. That won't work the way I think it will. That's slightly better. I don't know why I'm bothering wasting my time with that when it's fine enough. It's fine enough for now. Alright, let's see. So now for the textures. When I saw that one, you had a more cracked texture. Ooh, no, that's highlight. I want midtone. Also, I used to use highlight and shadows a hell of a lot more when going to do certain things. But I settled on midtone, because midtone has like the perfect middle ground. Hence the name mid, and it's in the middle. You can't see it, but it is the thing in the middle. It doesn't even look like I'm doing anything to this tail. Oh, because I'm not doing anything to that tail, you fucking dumbass. I don't even know if most of this is like this, but that's fine. It did look like this frog had a bunch of particles. Now I want to try something here. I use this for brushwork. Put it at like 100. It does have exposure jitter, so what if I put it at 50? That's a good way to do spots, I guess. I could probably put it like a 20 and put it like a good old-fashioned solid 10, and then I can go on ahead and go to shadows and put some more spots on this frog over here. The other frog had spots on him, although those spots are more mid-tones, and we can't do that unless we go straight to mid. This is the thing that I don't like about this particular instance. The textures doing that. Oops. It doesn't match what it should match. It's matching the other brushes, what do you call it? I barely use the dodge on its normal basis. I always go press Alt, and then that's how I get my thing. Instead of having, I could just press Alt and click through. Press Alt and click through it, and it would still work. It's a technique I could learn how to use, but I prefer not to use primarily because of the fact that it's just not as reliable. Reliableness, it's just a lot more work than it needs to be. I wish it would work in the way where it matches the exact brush that you do, but it dodges it instead. That's the problem with Photoshop 7, and I don't think I'd be able to get a new one without having to pay any freaking prices for newer versions. I'm fine with 7. It works fine, everything is good. Sure, it takes a while for it to load, and sure, any program would struggle with hundreds upon thousands of layers. Like, are you kidding me? Though there are ways to get around it. Alright, this one's slightly different, so what I'm going to do is get this one. That's not the crack I want to give it. This crack. I want to give this one a crack. Out of 5, and do a few so it looks more, what you call it. Wait, did I put bubbles in this one? I did, but it's not actual bubbles. I'm going to put bubbles in this one. Whoops. I can't see the bubbles. Good to this. Man, these bubbles here really are having a hard time being shown. Yeah, I think 10 is good. Put it at a 5 now and get some smaller ones in here. Okay, good, great, fantastic. Oh, I forgot I had rings. I'll be able to get you some rings in here. Let's see. Let me get others, and let me do roundness jitters. And let me do like a 20. And also let me do a size jitter. Didn't want to put that on yet. That's an interesting texture we can give. Oh my god. Did I just discover a new texture? Oh, I could make this work. Let me decrease the spacing a little bit. Increase the scatter a bit. This is incredible. A new texture. And I didn't even have to make a new brush for it either. Just use the same old brush. I could use this somehow. But how is the question? It's a good question. I could use that for ripple effects. But how am I going to make that work and look good? Well, that's for me to figure out, I guess. Ring brush. Interesting. We also got break shadows. I could probably use that as a texture here. I'll use this texture for this little guy. He'll look like a glass pane. But he's not a glass pane. He might be a pain in the ass, but he's not a glass pane. You look like you can also go for a solid bit of this texture. There we go. Yeah, like this one works fine because it's basically the same thing. It might be a slightly different brush size, but in the end, it still works. Okay, I can give you a little bit of this to make it look like your tail's a bit more wavy. Now I want to try this out. But I'll do it at a 5 so it's not too big. Interesting. Maybe a 3 then. It does look like spots, but I need to make it so that the spots are not too massive. I do like the spots though. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there we go. I don't think I need to do anything more with you. The only thing I would want to do, however, is this. Alright. Go to here. 10, 10. Increase size. Give a more yellow hue. I could probably do the same for both of them, but right now, focus on the one. Wait, hold on. Okay, so that one's not too big. We could probably put a little bit here, and that would closely match that. This one's got a nice yellow hue to its tail and body. There we go. This one could probably have a bit more of a greener look to it, I guess. Yeah, like more green up here. Ugh, but only there. We can go to the tail. We can give it a more blue look. Not too much now. I think you're just as fine as you are. Alright, perfect. Great. Okay, time for the background. So this one is going to be interesting. We're going to have nice blade of seagrass here. This is definitely going to be interesting because the tadpoles are small. So in order for this to look somewhat good, we need to make the areas somewhat big. Okay, not here. So we're making... I don't know if I want to put coral here because this is literally just a regular old pond. There's nothing here but rocks, seagrass, and maybe some kind of moss. Seagrass is pretty simple. I don't know if I want to put a bunch of it in, but we'll see what we plan on doing. I'm going to go on ahead and have a nice little thing here. Because I also want to showcase a little bit of the water. So we got two little big drawings. Small little thing, big freaking background. And it's on a planet. Little Big Planet. I remember that game from long ago. I also remember used to do stuff on Dream, but then kind of lost interest in it because of the frickin' thermometer. That's the thing that sucks. Thermometer is just so... what's the word? Limiting. Like, yeah, there are ways you can go around that and kind of combine things, but it just makes things more difficult to do more larger scale projects that takes place in a singular room. Okay, I don't want to put too many of these in. Got a nice little rock over here. Probably going to have some pebbles still, but we'll see. If we're in a pond, that means there's probably just a giant-ass tree off in this direction. Maybe not in this direction, maybe in this direction, because we have a tree and a giant tree to the left of that ladybug drawing. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put what is essentially a giant stone-looking ruin thing, which is actually just the bottom of a fountain. A stone fountain. Stone fountain decorations. But to these guys, they just see it as giant ruins. If animals had any form of intelligence, like humans do, I wonder if they would think that these are just giant-ass ruins left behind by an ancient race. I also wonder how they would perceive giant creatures. That is a good... Like, how would it feel to see you're this big and you see just some giant thing? We don't have anything else like that outside of the deep blue ocean. That's the only place where giant things exist. But that's completely different because the ocean, unless you're underwater, is pretty constricting in your view of things. It would be a hell of a lot different if we saw a creature that was 100 times our size on land. That would definitely be different. A lot of people would get spooked. They're gonna be... Well, okay, this is too small for a rim of a door. There's gonna be a nice door over here as well. Now, if there's going to be a door here, and everything goes by a very specific direction, go on ahead and do that. Now, I just came up with a talking point, conversational point. I don't really know if I feel like talking about it right now. That's to do with a show that I just finished watching. It's depressing, so I'm not going to say anything about it. There's no reason to. It's over. And we gotta wait for season fucking 3, which is probably going to be just as depressing, if not more depressing. I'm sure you know what show I'm talking about. I'm sure you know that there might be a good chance I decide to have Luna do her thing yet again. Because she wants to. And she always gets what she wants. Might be. Depends. There's definitely a decent amount of things that occur there that I could definitely have Luna go on ahead and do. And she would have no problem doing it. Of course, there is one instance that's going to bring Kane right and Ingu into the fray, and I'm sure that's a pretty big hint as to what show I'm talking about. It seems depressing, and we have no clue what the hell occurred throughout the course of what is, or for what has happened. So, yeah. Very annoying. Alright, I'm gonna leave behind eggs. So when time comes for me to work on that, I can work on that. I'm gonna get some seagrass. And it's probably gonna be like right here. Yeah. Grass. When the time comes, I don't know when it will be. It won't be soon after Luna v Titan finishes, that's for certain. No, that one we're probably gonna hold off on doing anything too new. I feel like I could probably let... yeah, I'll leave it like that. Alright, now this right here is going to be where the water is. I do have something in mind for the water now. I have no clue how it's going to work. I'm going to test it. If I like the way it works, then awesome. If not, then no. I did have this very special type of thing that I do that I have stopped doing all of a sudden, and I don't know why. So, I need to try it, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Save this grass. Well, this is more so seed grass than anything else, so there's no real reason for me to fully save it. Also, okay, grass number 1. I wanted to go to the rock because the rock is already number 1. Bad, I didn't notice. Alright, time to go to the rock. I don't know how many rocks I plan on putting down here. I don't even know if I made this big enough. Might be fine. They're in a pond, though, so it doesn't have to be that big. Alright, there's another rock type. Now I need the ground. But you're probably going to have like a nice murky this color. Nope, not that. This color? Close. How about this? It's got to look more like mud. There we go. Mud. And we could probably keep this the same, but make it more brown as it goes up. Man, I'll probably put that up to 100 up top. Not much has changed outside of just the hue, I guess, so this is fine. I could probably put this at like a 50 up here so it stays more open. Whoop, that's a dirt. No, oops, that's another dirt. He's probably be a little bit less red if you're going up here. Nope. Dirt number 2. Or is that number 3? I think that's number 2. Yep, number 2. Okay. Now the water. Water. Well, actually, no, wait, hold on. It should be near the ground. Well, it should be near here instead. Actually, wait, hold on. Before I put the water in, I think I should do the above area first. So that way we have an idea on where all of this is going to be color-wise. Then we can figure out what watercolor I want. Now, do I want to have freshly cut grass? Or do I want to have a literal jungle of grass? Freshly cut grass. Right, that's too much. That should be fine. I don't know. Freshly cut grass means it'll be pretty small. But I could probably do that. Let's see. Is that good being at that side? Oh, wait a minute. You gotta go out more like this, you fool. Alright, fountain number 3. Fountain number 4. And now we got our door. The person's house in the back. Frogs will see that as just some giant-ass monument. And then when they come out, they get to explore the land nearby. That is interesting. This is their little crib, and as soon as they grow up, they get to explore the land outside and see all of human construction. Literally walking through modernized places, finding all the bugs, because there's still so many of them. Yes, there is. I'd say it is pretty cool to go through a large space like this. Okay, that's building. I need you to be... There we go. Now, I still occasionally get the, am I going to accidentally end the video somehow? Or pause the video somehow? But no, I've stopped doing that. I find it better to just go upwards with, like, manually than to worry about potentially just ruining footage because of stupidity. Alright, not good enough. How about here? I don't know. I feel like this one should have like a stone-esque look. But it should also have a wooden look. Nope, too red. How about this one? That'll have to do. Now we gotta do this. Grass. But what color grass? A dullish color? I don't know, we'll see. If we're using this grass, which I feel like would probably work just fine. You have giant grass, you can still see most of everything there. We can take it behind here and have the grass continue even further. But it's, well, not larger, but smaller variation, so it just looks like a bunch of grass here. There we go. We got our grass. We got our grass. Good. Great. Fantastic. Now we can put our water in. What will this water look like? I feel like the water should have like a murky kind of greenish color. With some blue still in it. So like maybe a solid 20. And we get some more greens in here. Try to keep it constrained. Actually, I feel like the green should be more so up here. Less teal, more green. There is more things that I have in mind that I'm going to place here. We'll see how that goes when the time comes. For now, though, let's get some mini rocks in here. We already got everything we need for it. Go here. I really should adjust these rock textures because I keep having to make adjustments to these every single time I get my hands on them. Alright, this should be somewhat fine, I hope. What are you doing? Yeah, shape dynamic is kind of where it needs to be. Switch it up and decrease the size. Switch it up again, different color. Not that small though. 30 right now. Most of these rocks probably aren't even going to get to see the light of day. Now we make the rocks at an angle. Well, actually, idea. Embedded rocks. This one actually would just work fine without all sense. A little bit more spacing. Embedded rocks into the, what you call it. Series of pebbles and whatnot, you know? I would say before we do anything more, let's start shading as much as we can. Back here. Let's just shade as much as we can. I don't think I need this here anymore. I kind of know where everything Maybe I could get some bubbles in here too. We'll see what occurs. We shall see what occurs. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm not sure. I'm uncertain. We're going into the ground, which I think needs to have at least a good, decent amount of these bits here. I don't think it matters that much. Goes up to the dirt up here. Does its thing. Alright, I can get some grass taken care of. Well, now there is another option. Do I want to have the grass kind of just clip into the top area? There is an easy way for me to do that. But I have to shade and texture it in first before I do anything. The ones that are close to the top we can do that with, which isn't that big of an issue. It's going to be on the water, so that should be pretty easy. Now we get the other big rocks. Which again should be pretty easy. What? Apparently you're 1C. I didn't realize you were 1C. I don't know why you're 1C, but you are 1C. Why is that the case? Don't matter, I guess. We just gotta keep working on what we gotta keep working on, really. Okay. Some more rocks over here. Or more shading on the rocks over here, I should say. Yay. Oof, man, I'm tired. And it is getting close. How long have we been recording? Almost an hour. Okay, not bad. And we're almost done with the background, too, which is nice. I must say. Well, not almost done. There's probably still a few things I can do. But regardless, it's not going to take us very long to get this posted. Description's not going to take long. Might have to wait for YouTube to process this damn thing, because apparently YouTube struggles to process videos that are made from Photoshop. I don't know why. Videos that showcase Photoshop drawings. Man, how many people use Photoshop the way that I use it? Everybody else out there using their tablets while I'm over here using my mouse and keyboard. I don't know any other way to do it. I'm so used to drawing with a mouse that I don't know if I would be able to go back to using, tablets. My style has basically just stayed consistent with mouse style. Mouse technique number 48. The shade swipe. Of course, I don't really need precise controls when I have the pen tool to be able to get what I need. Everything gets set in pretty neatly and is accurate. I don't even know, even if I were to get my hands on a tablet, would I even be able to make use of it properly? I'm so used to my current style that I feel like if I were to get a tablet, I would not be able to get the hang of it quick enough to get a bunch of stuff out. The only way I'd be able to do that is if I have no clue. Like, it's pretty obvious my particular style of art involves shading. A tablet probably would make it a little bit easier, but I feel like that's still a bit more of a challenge because you'd have to get used to being able to draw without looking at down here. Plus, I don't have the desk space for it right now. My laptop is barely hanging over the edge, which is annoying. Regardless, I don't have the skill to be able to get back into my current style using just a tablet within a quick time frame. It'll take me time to get used to it, to doing what needs to be done. That's the water. I wanted the building. Plus, would there be a quick way to do that? Does anybody even use layers? Artists out there, do you utilize layers? And if you don't, why? I'm sure every program out there has layers. Layers are important to keep things separated and allows you to change the depth. Oh, whoops, son of a bitch. And allows you to change the depth of everything. Is everything good? Yes, it did. Son of a bitch. That's the wrong thing. That's fine enough. Layers allow you to get depth in here. Like, it allows me to do this and still shade this piece in without having to worry about shading all the other pieces. I feel like layers are kind of just a given. Hell, I think even when I first made... Actually, I'm going to open it up. It shouldn't take too long to open because it's such a simple drawing. Midnight Demon Grove. Jesus, that was so quick. Yeah, you got the lips. Man, I separated the body parts? Really? Seriously? That's the shirt I don't want to do. The background. There's 2 different levels of background. Jesus. You can't see it, but there's that there. That was what the blank was. Damn, son. This is what it was. It's so funny. Now we just kind of keep everything in one spot, because if I were to do that now, with the amount of characters I draw in a drawing, oh boy. Before, drawing several characters was considered to be a massive amount of freaking work. Which it still technically is, but it's not as big as a massive work as it would have been back then. Especially since my style back then was not as quick and precise as this one is. But yes, that's what it was long ago. Hell, now I'm curious. What is that bone? Dry Ocean. What was used in that one? Oh, this one's slightly bigger. Yeah, it still goes with the background, and it has effects. Damn, the overlay. So we did still use the overlay, but the overlay was just. This is what it looked like. Pure. Okay, that actually looks pretty cool, but not. And the shadows were so much more defined. The shadows was in the effects. Man, that's strange. Yeah, but regardless, the thing. This is a bright. What vividness is this? 255, 112. That's how we had the vividness. That's what the vivid... this is the solve, but the point still stands. That's what it was. That was what the vividness was. And there was a black overlay, and a white overlay, and then a brown overlay, and then there was the sepia. Even way back then I used that. But the overlay is a hell of a lot more refined now than they were beforehand. We even got the new technique of the light rays and the... What do you call it? Hell, part of me kind of wants to redraw this at some point in the future. I feel like that would look pretty cool with my new style. Maybe I could incorporate it in criteria after I'm done with the creatures from the book. I don't think I said anything about the Dry Ocean. I think it was just some... I think it was inspired off of Borderlands. You could tell from the giant bones and the bandit-looking huts in it. I think that's what it was inspired off of. It definitely felt like it. I don't remember what 19 to 20 or 21-year-old me was thinking when I drew that. I don't remember what year that was made in. All I can tell ye is that we definitely have a much more improved style. And the style has stayed relatively consistent throughout the years. progress, with a few new things being picked up every now and again. That's progress, baby. And if I can get this goddamn freaking whatever the hell this is that keeps trying to not vomit up, but burp up. Indigestion? Heartburn? I don't know what it is. It's something, and it's annoying. I was gonna say, that's progress, baby! That's a hell of a lot more energy than the other one, with all this freaking choking up because of some goddamn indigestion. Diarrhea! Just look over to the left and just see a blob of fur with a couple of ears. Poke. Did you hear that? That's right, I was talking about you. A blob of fur with a couple of ears. Alright, let's see. Water. Alright, I want to try something here. I have no clue how it's going to work. I gotta go over to this one. I gotta go over to the rings. Other dynamic, exposed jitter. Size jitter. Roundness jitter. Angle jitter. Although I don't know if I want to do angle jitter. Decrease. Scatter. Yes, scatter. But decrease some more. Water. Increase in size. Yeah, the water is kind of not getting shown as much. Interesting. Now, does this look any good? I would say the only issue here with that is, some of the roundness is not as round as it could be. We can get a little bit more of a roundness jitter. Minimum roundness. Maybe put this at like a 20 or something and make the size at like 250. Oh, it does kind of look like realistic water. Oh, it looks good to okay, too big. And we can have some smaller ones down here. Little ripples. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Water. I wonder, could I get some actual overlay here? Not hard light, definitely not vivid light. It looks like the Matrix, though. Actually, looks pretty cool. I could probably use that for a background at some point. Damn. Linear, pen, no, difference. What the hell? Why is difference so opaque despite the fact that it's at 50? Exclusion, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Difference does look kind of cool, but... Oh! The drip! The drip! Another cool technique. I could use that in like a big open... I like this new technique I found out. Hard light, no. Overlay, linear dodge, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay, I guess normal it is then. Normal, but at like a 30? A 40? Middle ground. Sure, that works. Alright, I gotta bring this back now. Well, I'm glad I had figured that new texture out. I have that ring brush that I have never used outside of just one thing. I think it was like Neon Runners, right? Was it Neon Runners? What did I use that ring brush for? Do I even remember where the hell Neon Runners was? Because that was a long time ago. Album 40? Yep, album 40. Neon Runners. Where did I use gear Rares, feather for speed, anger, which is now used for Kotsky or something, I don't know. Electricity, hearts, music, crystals. What are you murmuring at? You going to throw up now? That sound you usually make when you're about to throw up. Well, at least throw up on the floor there. Good. Not anything like the bed. My God, cat, really? Real cat? We didn't use the rings here, simply enough. You good now? No, you're still throwing up. Alright, great. I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point. Well, if I don't deal with it now, it's just going to smell, so I'll be back. It is now clean, and now we will continue where we last left off. I think. Yeah, everything's good. Good, great, fantastic. Hopefully that is it. And now she's playing with her ball. Like nothing happened. It leaves us on the hard floor. I swear it's going to be annoying to clean when I get, hopefully, when I get to a point where I can get my own place. Hopeless. Problem is, rent's annoying where I'm at. Very annoying. Even if I'm in a single house, I feel like it would still be annoying. Even with 3 people, we kind of are struggling. Well, one is kind of comatose at the moment until surgery in March, but regardless, it is what it is. And what it is the economy needs to get its ass together. Apparently, though, there is a massive discovery of metallic metal, I guess. I don't know how to explain. We have metal in the USA now. A large portion of it. And apparently it's the good stuff. So hopefully that means the economy will stop being a douchebag and go back to norm. Hopefully. One can only hope, right, Cat? The less we have to worry about, the better. In terms of, what do you call it? Although I feel like that's only going to help us. The rest of the world is probably still screwed, sadly enough. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's a trickle effect that also reduces prices of everything for everyone because we found metal. But it's more so for us because it's directly from us. It's like, yeah, we got an abundance of this metal now. We're going to reduce the prices of several things now because we've got all of the metal. Or, you know, the greedy assholes up top are like, yeah, let's get more money. Even more money. 1,000,000 times more money. Ooh, money. And they're just annoying sons of bitches that are just out for themselves rather than the common good of the man himself. You know what I mean. I don't need to explain it to you. It's everything everyone hates about everyone. Alright, I feel like these need to be cut off precisely at the tip. Preciseless at the tip. Only the ones that are out there, because obviously those are the ones that we need to get adjusted. And, well, technically, most of it's not seen in the ground, but I guess I could still probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delete. Yeah. So now we see these, but they're just like right in here. Which I don't think is going to be an issue. I don't think. It's small enough and not too out there to really matter. That should be good. Alright, we got seagrass. We're not done just yet. There's still a few more things that I want to do. Now we've got seagrass. Where is this thing? This thing that was... What was it called again? What did I call this brush? coral brush, which has become more of a moss brush than anything else. Moss/grass brush, but you know, it's neither here nor there. Let's see. Yeah, go above that, go above this. Grass 1D. Even notice there's less grass now and more something else. They're too big. Huh? Yeah, that seems like a good size. Actually, go above 1B. I feel like that's a good amount there. Part of me kind of wants it to be more this instead. Yeah, I'd say that works. You can still see some of the rocks there, and it's not like too overbearing. It's got a decent amount of these little moss bits here. Let me put some a bit curved up onto the rocks here. Not rocks. You know what I mean. It's definitely not a rock. What the? Okay, apparently I copied nothing and pasted nothing. Alright, put that over here. And then rotate that. There is. Well, that's a good question. Is a lily pad floating above the water, or is it like in between water? I want to see something. Lily pad underwater view. What would it look like? What the? Wait, you're trying to tell me that lily pads aren't just random Pac-Mans on the water? They have stalks? I mean, I feel like that would have been something easy to know, but yeah, I didn't know that for some reason. That is strange. Well, that is very interesting. I felt like that's probably common knowledge, but I'm not a botanist or whatever the hell looks into plants. So, wait, hold on. So it grows above the water, which means there is a lily pad right here. Well, maybe not here precisely, and probably not like that thin. Well, I need to see where the hell this is at. Let's see. What would be a good shape for this lily pad? I need to put it in a place where I can actually see what the hell I'm looking at here. Whoops. Okay, hold on. I got a better idea. Instead of trying to guesstimate, we'll do the usual thing that we do with the lily pads and do it like this. And then we try to get its perspective shape like so. So that's where that's at, huh? Reduce that size a bit. Put that in right here. And then we're going to get a lily pad right there. I should probably save this grass swatch just in case. Okay, yeah. I'll move this over closer to seagrass. I don't think I'm going to use it. What color? It seems like it has a nice dark stem. So stem. Maybe a bit darker than that. And from above, you just see a nice, vivid lily pad. Now that is an actual lily pad. I guess that means I have lily pads in my Minecraft lake near the, what do you call it? The drown of the lake. I forgot what they called those things. Something about drooping plants. It's been a while, I don't remember. But nope, those are just lily pads. Simple as that. Where the hell? There we are. And your texture, you just seem to kind of match the water. And we got a really nice water texture. Though I feel like I need to do something for the rim. The rim looks like it could definitely get a little bit of an improvement. Not gonna lie. Alright, let me go in. Real quick. I don't even think you can see this texture that much throughout all of the water. My god, man, this water texture looks so freaking cool. I'm glad I've discovered this, and I'm glad I've recorded it too, so that I can remind myself of this discovery if I freaking forget about it. Which is a possibility, because, I've forgotten about one. Well, it's less of forgotten and more about abandoning it due to certain circumstances that occurred during the time of having learned it. And also just with it being not as reliable. Like, it would look good, the water texture that I had before, but it wasn't really that reliable, and it was difficult to get it to look the way I wanted it to look. It required me to do some shading, then doing hue adjustments, and hoping I got it right. This one, that is better water. That's the best water I've ever made. That right there is straight fucking water. And I gotta say, I do like that straight fucking water. It looks as good as I can make it. I'm very happy that I've learned this new technique. Don't get me wrong, this was pretty good. It's still good. It can still work as like a baseline, and then we just put this over. But yes, we got water texture brush number 1, water texture brush number 2, which I will hopefully remember to save this and then utilize it. I don't think I'm making another lily pad. I think I'm just going to have one there. Now I'm going to make some moss. I guess I technically already got the moss I need, but I'm going to use a different moss. Oh yeah, there's also those. Do I want to use those? Can I even get a good look of those with that? We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go over to the rock and make moss. Is there anything? Oh yeah, the eggs. Right, I forgot I was going to make eggs. That one's going to be interesting. But I'm going to use this other skill technique that I've learned that I technically already knew, but kind of just not wanted to do it for the sake of everything being drawn, like, uniquely. And that's the duplication thing. I've kind of just gotten over that rule, and it's like, I'll duplicate things that I feel like will look good if I can duplicate it and it won't matter as much. Like, the plants. And, criteria, that's the word I'm looking for. Why is it so hard for me to remember? I'm just tired as all hell, that's the problem. If I wasn't so tired, I probably would be able to remember. What you want? What you want? Yep. Cadillac SUV. Got moss on the rocks. Sounds like a drink. Moss on the rocks. If there were a drink like that, what would it be? What's moss on the rocks in alcohol terms? I wouldn't know because I don't drink. Or at least I don't drink like regularly. Only on rare occasions. Maybe once to probably 3 times a year. I got in your way of your jump. What are you looking at?
Meow.
She just gave me this look like, and wagging her tail around, or waving, not wagging. Same thing. Wave, wag, whip. Why you angry? I got in your way.
Meow.
Yeah, you angry. Oh, now you're fine.
Meow.
No mouse? Not gonna meow for us? Nope. We're gonna nudge. Did you see her nudge? No, I think she was off camera. Is this the same grass? No, this is a different grass. Well, I probably should also shade this grass in so it's not being left in the dust. Oh wait, that's not even a part of the grass. That's a different grass. I don't even remember what grass that one was. I think it was 1E. Yep, it looks like it. At least that's what it seems like. Let's try to at least illuminate. Don't completely darken the grass. Just darken it a little bit. Give it a little bit of shading. Give it a little bit of uniqueness. Maybe put some shadows in some of the back grass. But try to at least give it some kind of look. Maybe try to blend the grass into the ground so it doesn't look like it's just jutting out. Same thing with the stem. Blend the stem. I don't even know what the hell that would look like. There's several vine stems, basically. I could probably get the dirt to blend in with that instead of that blending with the dirt. Is there anything more before I continue on to the egg portion? I guess I could get the bubbles. Bubbles. We're gonna do bubbles. It needs to have a nice teal-ish look to it. Tealish greenish look, I mean. Not teal. You get what I mean. And we need to have, like, look. Oh. Is that good? I don't know. Let me spread it. Bubbles are a little bit. Well, it depends. I guess I could do some like overlaying the bubbles, right? Never mind. You can't see the bubbles if they're overlaid. You can't even really see the bubbles with all the rocks. It just looks like it blends in with the rocks. Alright. I can delete this probably. One last thing for us to take care of. Eggs. Which I think probably isn't going to be that big of an issue, if I'm being honest with you. That's too close. It's literally just a circle, and then another circle. Although the question is, there's just going to be a bunch. There does look to be some in the water itself. I will have some in the water, I guess. Egg. So let me see. It seems like the eggs have a bit more of a bluish, tealish hue. God dang it, hill. I don't know if overlay is too much. It might be. Soft, hard, vivid, linear, pen. Soft. Soft might be good. Egg. And this is going to be inside of it, so I'm going to go on. Well, let me see. The eggs seem to have a nice dark bluish look, I guess. Or that's too blue. Somewhere around here, I guess. I don't think there's a whole lot in the way of textures here that I gotta worry about, so. Let Let me see how these are shaded. It seems like the interior... Well, okay, it depends. It really depends on the way the reflection goes off of this. So I guess we're not going to worry about it too much. Because I'm not going to spend several hours working on this. This is supposed to be a simple drawing that doesn't take no more than 2 hours. That's what it's supposed to be. I could take more time on it and do a lot more work to it. Or at least try to. But I feel like it's just as good as it is. You gotta learn when to stop. Keep going, you're just gonna be at it, and you're gonna be up at like 6 a.m. again, trying to get another thing done with. Okay, I don't know if this thing has a texture that's visible. It looks to be a bit clearer. Like, I imagine that this thing probably has a nice crack to it. And the egg itself probably has a nice crack, but also maybe a few other textures. I skipped the water brush. There we go. Let me see something real quick. Go over to here real quick. Go over to here. Well, I think it would probably be like right here, right? It'd have a nice bright look. Yeah, but the problem is, if we combine a soft light, it's going to look normal. So we got to make the normal one look good. So we could do that. Try to delete around this point. And I guess we'll try to do another bit over here. Maybe make this around like 40. Yeah, that seems close to what I had before. Okay, there's our egg. This is our egg. Wait, hold on. I need this to not go outside, so I need to delete all the bit. Well, I could just do this. No, not that. There we go. Now the egg is combined. And what it would look like if it's in the water. Not the water. Okay, alright. So you got a series of eggs here. What does this look like? This looks like a whole bunch of eggs. So we're just going to duplicate a bunch of eggs. And we'll figure out what else we want to do with said eggs. I mean, yeah, I could probably just bring them all into one spot. Whoops. For now. Now I'll have these be the higher eggs. Seems like there's like a decent amount of eggs within the pile. Are you kidding me again, cat? What's your problem? Cat's sick, apparently. That's sad. Damn. You okay, Cadillac? I don't know what you're trying to eject. You've already ejected so much out of you. Hey. Still trying to throw up. I'm gonna have to look into that. You okay, Cadillac? I'm not gonna call you over here in case you need to still... Yep, still throwing up. And we got a lot of eggs here. We're gonna have to combine all of them so we don't have just a shit ton of eggs. Okay, let's get some smaller ones in here. Smaller ones, because it seems like a giant blob of it. And some kind of trail off, but I don't really want to trail off any of this. You okay, Moo Moo? You okay, Moo Mau? You okay? What's your mat look for? Here, you can go back on here. I know, Moo Moo. Alright, combine all the eggs. Then we'll figure out what we could probably just copy all that we've got here and have two different variations using. Oh, whoops! I just went into the water. I don't want to be in the water. I want to be in the egg. And if it was behind the water, it would just look like it. So perspective-wise, we can have the eggs here. Though I do feel as though if it's behind the water, I'm not sure. Let me see. Overlay. No, overlay's not gonna work. Hard? Or soft hard? Too bright. Nope. Nope. It just looks like a bunch. That is technically the case. Go back up. Let me see what this would look like underwater. Frog eggs from underwater. It literally just looks like a bunch of eggs underneath. If anything, I probably need to change the hue a little bit, because it seems a bit too, what do you call it? Yeah, that one's blue. This one's more green. That's more like it. Okay, if anything, I can copy what we have here. Go under the water. Rotate it 180 degrees. Okay, that's not going to work. At least rotating it 180 degrees, we could at least do something like this. Where we going ahead, get a bunch of the eggs around the area here, and we just delete a bunch of eggs from underneath these eggs. 1C. Grab both of these and move them around. And if anything, make that one more of an 80. I mean, we could probably just make them both an 80. Oh wait, I was supposed to combine these and then delete them. That's annoying. It still works, I guess. If anything, combine them, I say. If anything, try to make them a bit smaller so it's not, like, too many. And I guess if anything, I could still texture them. Wrong area. Here we go. Above all else, texture. That's a lily pad, you fool. Go to the egg. Okay, good. I would say the only other thing I probably would want to add is a nice, I guess, cloud of some kind. To give it that underwater feeling. That murky underwater feeling. Try to have it be around here. Yeah, there we go. There is possibly one thing that I want to try to do before we do anything else. One that I have technically done in the past, but haven't really been doing as much as I probably could be. Water edge. You'll see what I have planned in a minute. Do we have color dynamic on? Okay, good. Basically, just make it look like there's an edge here, essentially. Like foam, I guess. Probably make it like a solid 20 or so. We could also maybe have it hit the edge here a little bit. Make it look like there's some kind of foam residue. Nothing too much, just a little bit of foam residue. Is that good? I'm not sure. I guess it'll have to do. Oh, if anything, I could add in some more via this. Ooh, wrong area. Reverse back. I don't know if that one would look good, though. So we'll just leave that as is. Or if anything, we could just not do that and just leave this as is. Alright, is there anything more before I continue? There is sparkles in the water I can put in. Yes, I can put Captain Sparkles in the water. It's been a while since I've mentioned that name. Who knows how long, but it's been a while. Probably like a couple of years, I would say. But we broke that streak. Whether or not that's fortunate or not, it's all really dependent on what you think. But right now, I don't really care what you think. Right now, I just want to try to get this done. I think I got everything I needed in. I cannot... I mean, there is one thing, but I don't know if that is going to look good underneath here. Nope, go to the tadpoles. And also, we will add in that, since that is also technically a part of the tadpole layer. And have a nice shadow layer here. I don't even know how much the shadow layer really matters on this gelatinous part. I wonder if this tadpole would look good without the mouth. Or at least... a small mouth? Yeah, a small mouth up compared to whatever the hell that... Oh, I forgot I was gonna do teeth. Hold on, don't delete that yet. Show it. I forgot I was going to do teeth. See, this is what happens. I sometimes forget something as simple as doing teeth. Hold on. I will leave Tadpole 2 open. So hopefully I'll be able to remember. I need to put that in. It's not like there's a whole lot I gotta shadow in anyways. Like maybe shadow in part of the area that's underneath the egg. Assuming that's where the egg is at, right there. Well, when looking at that photo, it didn't have the shadows anywhere near the underneath of the lily pad, so I think this is fine as is. Okay, now I gotta go over to here. Pass all of that. Oh, and the lily pad going into the grass. I wonder what kind of color I should go with. Well, you guys will already know. You will already have seen the image. Or you've skipped ahead. Regardless. Okay, that's taken care of. Whoops, no. Before I do anything, I need to take care of this. Real quick. Where is the line? Did I pass it? No, I did not pass it. I still need to scroll up. Here it is. How big is this, I wonder? Teeth? That might actually work. I just need to not use the foreground jitter so we can get... I mean, we could probably at least have brightness jitter, but only by a small amount. No angle jitter, though. Size jitter is fine. Teeth. This is what they have, apparently. This is what they had when I looked at it. A bunch of teeth. This is what they look like. So this one just looks like a mess. This is what you look like. And then, you know, this beneath here, so that's probably like a few more. Covering in the rest here and going beneath here. This is apparently what it looks like from when I looked up as a tadpole mouth. They got several dozen black teeth, which makes it look like they have a mustache, but apparently this is what they look like. This is what they freaking look like. I wish I could show you it, but tadpole mouth. Like, maybe it doesn't have all that around. There's like maybe the middle inside portion is deleted, but only by the top from that one picture I looked up. So basically, this would just be like that, and then there would just be that. This is what their goddamn mouths look like. And I probably could blend this in. I don't know. It doesn't make it any better, it just makes it even creepier. If I were to get rid of that, however, but reduce the size of the teeth so it still has little chompers, then it looks better. Well, kind of. I'd say just don't have teeth in general. Or if you're gonna have teeth, start over, go to 3, and have little mini ones that you can barely see on the roof of your mouth. But it's small enough where it does not look too opposing. Or if anything, try to have a bit more. So it looks like there are more rows. It just looks like you have a mustache now. Never mind, no teeth for you. Come back no years. You'll have a smaller mouth instead. You'll have the wall smoth mouth. That works with me. That works for me. And it will come for you in your sleep. In more ways than one. Now let's put in this fog. And this must be easy because we're underwater. We should have a nice, murky kind of... I feel like that one would look good if we go inwards. Yeah, that one's good. Like right here. Whoops. Right here, go at 1,000 and try to remove some of it from here. Oh, this is one where we could have had the... whatever. I've been doing this thing now where I basically have... I think I've said this in criteria. Where I basically have been making 2 distinct layers... Oh, you need to be down here. 2 distinct layers of... not 2 distinct, but 5 different distinct background layers for the background to make it easier to work with. This would have been a time to use it. Do I want that, or do I want it to have a nice light look? So it looks like the water has a nice bright look. I guess we'll work with this for now. Sun rays. Lighting. How long have we been at this? Almost 2 hours. Jesus. And I guess I should have expected as much. I did take a break, though. So I probably could have definitely got this done with before 4, but it's fine. I think it's going to have to be teal lighting, right? Or if it's going to be teal lighting, it's or some kind of blue lighting. Maybe it'll be ooh, that's something I've never done before. A mixture of two different colored lightings. Look, we are already experimenting with the water and it worked perfectly. Maybe the same will work with the lighting. A nice blue and yellow or orange. I don't think the rays are going to matter that much. And look how slow that is. Sunlight. I mean, I guess there's a way I could do this to where it works perfectly. How much so, you may ask? Blue here. Or I could just go for a nice yellow. No. I was going to say go for that, but that doesn't look as good as I thought it would. I guess, yeah, the blue will work fine then. Sun particles. Particles. And for this one, I can do a color dynamic. And have two different distinct particles going. And you can barely see it. It's so small. You see these little specks? Probably not. You see the little specks now? There you go. You could probably delete some around the tadpoles, though, so that they're not completely inundated with particles. Ugh, man, I cannot wait to get to the point where I can lay down and relax, because, ooh, boy. Busy days. Busy days indeed. I must say, it has been rather busy. I recorded Game Crafters for an hour. Then I recorded Played Up for an hour. Got a little bit further in that one run you're going to see soon enough. Now I'm recording this, because it's been a while since I've recorded Art Time, and the next time I can record it is not going to be for a while now. When? I don't know. Because I don't record Angels and Devils for some reason. And I don't record the mature stuff, for obvious reasons. So at the end of the day, really, it's just, well, it's going to be a while before I do another Art Time, and I don't know when. Which I guess it's fine. We don't always have to do an episode of Art Time. It's good to take a break from doing videos and have, like, well, we used to have one consistent schedule of videos being recorded on a Friday, but that has been changed as of recently with some stuff. Terraria Enigma Edition, Minecraft, Sonic Adventures 2 now going to an hour. A lot's changed. So obviously, a lot of recordings have to take place in different times. God fucking damn it. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Borders be damned. But yeah, that is essentially hold on. Why were you scrolled downwards? Whatever. That is essentially what has occurred. Okay, I kind of want to put in water particles. Oops. It's fine. Nothing happened. I just accidentally clicked something I shouldn't have clicked. Increase the size to, like, here, I guess. Moss water particles. Do this thing that we have not really done that much. Alright, which one do we want? We have overlay, soft, hard light, vivid, linear, pen. Difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Oh, the luminosity actually looks kind of nice. We could bring it down to like a solid 60, I'd say. Okay, well, okay, yeah, just delete it then if that's the case. 100. There we go. Now for the effects. Now either I'm going to go for a light orange color, or I'm going to go for something else entirely. I don't know just yet. And this is why we experiment. Huh? Right. How could I forget? How about yellow? Yellow looks pretty good. Yeah, yellow does look pretty good. Alright, change that to yellow area then. And maybe some light blue. Light blue might be a bit too much, but we'll try it out. Maybe I can even go for a nice duller blue. Yeah, the duller blue does look good. And have it cover most of that. That is called dull blue, right? Yep, dull blue. Dull blue. Good. Great. Fantastic. Alright, now for the teal. I can get like a nice dark teal in here. Good. I think I can get a good green area in here somewhere. I think. Although there is... Ooh, I just remember something that I have learned. Color. So I can go with a different thing here. Color is an interesting one. Because essentially what it does is it changes the color of everything. Question is, do I want it to be above or below all of this? I'll keep it below for now, and then I'm going to look around for some things here. Dark blue area. So I guess I could call this one green color instead. I should make a color swatch. Yeah, this blue here, but if I were to put this 30% color swatch up here, the blue will become a little bit more darker green. I'm going to do a blue color, test it out. This was basically what I used for that one drawing I did of Noel and Sector. I've showed you it before. This one right here. Where basically you have like, I think 50% gray overlay, so it looked a little bit more grayer. A little bit less vivid in colors. To match the gothic... go to color. To match the gothic look the girls had. Or have. I feel like that could look good for most of the things there. Yeah, a nice bright blue up top and a nice dull blue? Maybe less dull blue and more like a greenish blue teal. It might be a bit too much. Okay, if we do that teal color, why don't we do it at a 1% color? So it still is there, but it's not too overbearing. Yes, of course. What else could I add? A brown area? To even out something? Put it above the colors? If it's brown, it's gotta be like a tannish brown. I'm not sure. I'm gonna experiment, I guess. That brightens the water up a bit. I kind of like it, but maybe less towards the ground is the word I'm looking for. Some light purple, maybe? I feel like I'm missing something. No, not light purple. How about this one? No. This, no, definitely not. Darker teal? Nope. A blue? Nope. This a shade of green? Nope. This one? No? Well, maybe. Maybe if I put it at a 20% overlay. Oh, okay, that works. A little bit. Like, okay, let me see, what is this doing? At a 10%, it... Alright. That is more of a dull yellow area, or whatever the hell that is. Okay, I think we've done enough effects there. Let's go to the sepia and close this off. Sepia. What kind of sepia can we put over this? Probably something that's more greenish, but not too green. Kind of like that. Alright, let me see if I can find some... Like, maybe have this one be a much brighter area. So it shows off... Okay, hold on. That one looks good, but I need to be a little bit more faded. There we go. Now what about this? How about... No, too dark. No. No. No? I mean, it does make it look murkier down here, so I think we could still do it here. But we need a nice tealish color. Like, I like the area there doing that. Ooh, okay, that works. It works, but could it be a little bit brighter? Yeah, brighter, but keep it darker down here. Brighter up here, darker down here. I think. Yeah. Alright. I think that's it. We've been almost at this we have been at this over 2 hours. Not almost, literally over 2 hours. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. But we did it. February's drawings are finished, and it's only Wednesday. Yeah. I like that. I like this. Now, there's one thing, though. Do I want to make the water a bit more noticeable? Because I do like the water, and I do want the textures to be more noticeable. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Even though I guess... Okay, hold on. Go back to... Wonderful. Go back to here. Like, technically, what would this look like underwater? It would just look like a blurry mess. So this is fine, then. That is fine. So, with effects, without effects. With effects, without effects. A few tadpoles inside of the water. I'd say that's a pretty good place to wrap up there. So, there you go, folks. 3 tadpoles in a nice little pond. I probably could have added more to it, but I think this is fine. So that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode of Art Time. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so yeah, it's good to be back. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, previous episode of Art Time over here, and the most recent episode, by the time this comes out, of Minecraft right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.